Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Finally, I am back with a new video. In this video, I will share 13 tips to Mammon. And when I say Mammon, I mean 13 tips to make more money. Yes, it's time to talk about what Mammon loves the most, other than your character and possibly his brothers, of course. Money. The Obey Me game has many different types of currencies, so when I say money, what I mean is that I will share 13 tips to make more Grim, Demon Vouchers, Devil Points, and Ravens. So I receive a lot of questions and requests about this topic, so I hope this video can help you all. Firstly, before I talk about how to get more Grim, Demon Vouchers, Devil Points, and Ravens, let's briefly talk about what they are used for and how they relate to each other. Let's start with Grim. So Grim is the main currency in the Obey Me universe, and one of the digital currencies in the game itself. You need Grim to make your cards stronger by leveling them up and unlocking Devil's Tree. You also need Grim to combine card pieces and summon more cards from Chapter G. Next, we have Devil Points, which are also super important. You can never have too many Devil Points. Devil Points have many uses, but most of us will probably need them to buy AP and battle slots when trying to rank in pop quiz events, or to summon cards, either using Devil Points to buy Demon Vouchers or using Devil Points to summon cards directly. You can also buy special sales and items like glow sticks on Akuzon, and you also need Devil Points to do the Lonely Devil events. You can also buy more Grim with Devil Points. Basically, in summary, Devil Points are really important. Next up is Demon Vouchers, with the most super important job of summoning our demon cards and memory cards from Nightmare. Devil Points can also do this, but there are certain promos and sales where you can buy Demon Vouchers for a cheaper cost. We'll talk more on that later in the video, so keep watching. Ravens are mainly used to buy Demon Looks on Majolish, and to buy items like glow sticks and Demon Vouchers on Akuzon. And with a recent update, you can now also use Ravens to get UR and SSR card pieces on Akuzon too. And so, I made a chart to show how they are all connected to each other. So in summary, Devil Points and Demon Vouchers are needed to summon Demon and Memory cards. Grim is mainly used to combine card pieces to get more cards and make cards stronger via leveling up or unlocking Devil's Tree. Of course, as mentioned before, Grim can also be used to summon cards from Chapter G. Ravens can now be used to buy certain UR and SSR card pieces, which you can combine to get the cards. Ravens can be used to buy more Demon Vouchers. Devil Points can also be used to buy more Demon Vouchers. Devil Points also buys more Grim if you need more Grim. Grim can be used to farm Ravens by summoning through Chapter G. We'll talk more on that later in one of my tips. By the way, like I said before, Raven and Devil Points can buy all sorts of items like glow sticks and story keys. Devil Points are especially useful to get AP and battle slots when trying to win events. So this chart may be a bit confusing, especially if you're a new player, but basically all of these are important. Now that we have a general idea on what Grim, Raven, Devil Points, and Demon Vouchers are and what they can do, let's go to the main topic. 13 tips to Mammon, aka 13 tips to make more money, aka 13 tips to make more Grim, more Demon Vouchers, more Devil Points, and more Ravens when playing Obey Me. Before we go to the next part, do remember to like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more. Some of these tips are really easy to do, most require a bit of hard work and effort, but I hope these tips will be helpful. So let's begin. We're starting with an easy tip. Number 1. Log in every day. Yes, one of the easiest ways to get more money in this game. Obey Me has a login attendance card which will give you Grim, Raven, and Devil Points, as well as glow sticks by the way, every day you log in. The attendance card will refresh again once you've collected all the prizes for logging in for 14 days, meaning you can get all these prizes all over again for the next 14 days. The game will also sometimes have special event login bonuses, which can also give you lots of valuable items like Devil Points and Demon Vouchers. Logging in every day also helps you achieve the login missions under Other on your to-do list, like on the screen. The mission rewards you with Grim and Devil Points at certain levels. For example, you'll get Devil Points at 100, 150, 250 and so on logins. Therefore, try to remind yourself to at least log in every day so you can get these free rewards, even if you don't have the time to play. Number 2. Set up a transfer password. Some of you may have missed this mission, which is also under Other in your to-do list. It's a one-off mission. Just set up a transfer password and you'll get an easy 10 devil points. You can set up a transfer password by going to the options icon on the top right of your home screen. Go to Transfer Data to set up your transfer password, which has to have a minimum of 6 characters, maximum 20 characters, and no numbers. Once you've set it up, remember to collect your reward. Number 3. Win dance battles. This will probably be one of your main ways to get Grim. You can get Grim from doing dance battles in normal mode, hard mode, or pop quiz events. Normal mode costs 5 AP and you can get around 300 to 400 plus Grim for each battle you win. You'll get more Grim from hard mode, around 600 plus Grim, but you'll need more AP. Just note that pop quiz event battles actually use the same amount of AP as hard mode, but you'll get around 300 plus Grim like in normal mode. You'll still get 320 experience points like in hard mode though. And of course, you'll need to do the pop quiz event battles to actually win events, so don't let the Grim amount stop you. Number 4. Finish lessons. This tip will get you more devil points. When I say finish lessons, what I mean is you'll need to go through all the lesson chapters until the last dance battle of the lesson. For example, for lesson 18 here, you'll need to finish until lesson 18-20. Once you finish a lesson, you can get a reward under the finish lesson mission under task in your to-do list. You can get 5 devil points for every lesson you finish in normal mode. The same goes for hard mode, but when you finish a lesson in hard mode, you'll get 10 devil points. So if you need more devil points, try to finish lessons in normal mode and hard mode. Number 5. Unlock Restaurant 6 and send the brothers to work there. One of the best ways to get more Grim is to send the brothers to do jobs. For Hell's Kitchen to Majolish, you'll get 1000 Grim an hour for each brother doing a job there. Starting from the Royal Library, you'll start getting more money. The Royal Library gives 4,400 Grim in 4 hours, which is 1,100 Grim per hour. The Mausoleum gives 7,200 Grim in 6 hours, meaning 1,200 Grim per hour. And the best paying job venue is Restaurant 6, which gives you 10,400 Grim in 8 hours, meaning 1,300 Grim per hour. If you need lots of Grim, unlock Restaurant 6 as fast as you can and always send the brothers to work there. Hi guys, just a quick update before we continue. I recorded this tip before Devil Day 2020 when you could only send the 7 brothers to do jobs. With the latest update from Happy Devil Day 2020, you can now also send our beloved side characters Diavolo, Barbatos, Luke, Simeon, and Solomon to do jobs too. So to get lots of Grim, make sure to unlock Restaurant 6 and send all of them to do jobs. Number 6. Meet surprise guests with perfect interactions. When you win a dance battle, there is a chance that you will get a surprise guest. You'll need to tap or rub them in the right places for 3 rounds to get a perfect interaction. You'll know you got a perfect interaction with all the big hearts flying around. For which places to tap or rub, please check the Obey Me wiki. When you get a perfect interaction, in addition to intimacy increase, there is a chance that your surprise guest will give you either 1000 Grim, 10 AP, or 1 Raven. You can only get each of these gifts twice in one day, meaning you can get 1000 Grim twice, 10 AP twice, and 1 Raven twice in one day, totaling up to 6 gifts that give you 2000 Grim, 20 AP, and 2 Ravens. Home screen interactions also count under surprise guest interactions and have a chance to give you a gift if you have not collected all the 6 gifts for that day already. Just remember that if you use Quick Clear, you won't be able to get surprise guests. Number 7. Complete at least 7 daily to-do missions. There are many missions under your to-do list which reward you with many items, and yes, it is important to do all of them, but it is especially important to do at least 7 missions in the daily to-do missions. In addition to the rewards like Grim, Story Keys, and Experience Points, if you complete at least 7 missions here, you will be rewarded with up to 18 Devil Points. You'll get 3 Devil Points once you've completed 3 missions under the to-do list, 5 Devil Points when you complete 2 more missions, and you'll get 10 Devil Points once you complete another 2 more missions. So 7 missions can get you 18 Devil Points daily. Make sure to do this every day because you will definitely need those Devil Points. Number 8. Unlock items on Devil's Tree. You can unlock an item by going to the card's Devil Tree and unlocking the item node. Each card has items that you can unlock on their Devil Tree. The higher the card ranking, the more items there are to unlock. If you check the Obey Me wiki, you can see which cards have high value items such as Demon Vouchers, Devil Points, Raven, or Story Keys. Try to find lower ranking cards like N or R cards which have these high value items because it would be easier to unlock items for lower ranking cards. I know usually we will be unlocking Devil's Tree of our higher ranking cards to make them stronger, but as you can see, lower ranking cards like N cards are great to get high value items easily, such as this N card which gives us 1 Demon Voucher. So if you need some high value items like Demon Voucher or Devil Points, make sure to check the Obey Me wiki to see which cards you should unlock to get those items. Number 9. Buy Demon Vouchers with Ravens. If you need Demon Vouchers and you have lots of Raven that you don't plan on using to spend on Majolish outfits or to get card pieces or anything else, you can buy 1 Demon Voucher with 45 Ravens on Akuzon. But how to get more Ravens? Well, that brings us all to the next tip. Number 10. Collect Ravens from Chapter G. This is actually a bit more of an advanced tip because you will need a lot of Grim to do lots of summoning at Chapter G of Nightmare first before you are able to collect Ravens. Basically, you'll need to have more than 10 copies of the same card, which will take a while to collect. One of the easiest way to collect the same cards is by summoning through Chapter G. I say easiest, but it still takes some hard work. Every time you get a card that you already have when you summon, the card skill will level up. You can level up a card's skill level until the maximum, which is level 10, meaning you've already summoned 10 copies of the same card. Once you've maxed the skill level of the card, if you summon the same card again, the card will turn into a Raven. If you regularly summon from Chapter G, sooner or later you'll be able to collect a maximum of 10 Ravens each summon. So make sure you have enough Grim to consistently summon from Chapter G so you can get Ravens. Number 11. Do Pop Quiz events. Okay, this is for those new to the game. Obey Me events are called Pop Quizzes and are very frequent. Very frequent. Which is not great for saving money if you plan on ranking high. It is, however, very good if you plan to save your money and don't care so much about the ranks, as you can collect high value items like Demon Vouchers, Devil Points, Raven, Grim, Glow Sticks, and many more through Pop Quiz rewards. So even if you don't think you can win, make sure to still do the event and collect as many rewards as you can. Number 12. Do Levy's Otaku Bootcamp. Levy's Otaku Bootcamp is a recurring event which usually starts around the second last day of a pop quiz event. You collect points for this event by winning dance battles when you do the normal or hard mode lessons under your task. Levy's Otaku Bootcamp has many rewards to be won. In addition to upgrade items to make your card stronger, you can also get Raven, Devil Points, and a Demon Voucher. Again, just remember that you'll need to win dance battles for the lessons under your tasks. Pop quiz events won't give points for Levy's Otaku Bootcamp. Number 13. Buy the Congratulations Set Flash Sale. So let's say you've got lots of Devil Points and you want more Demon Vouchers. What do? Buy the Congratulations Set Flash Sale. I've mentioned this tip in my other videos before too, and it's still an important tip. The Congratulations set gives you 3 Glow Sticks, 5 Demon Vouchers, 3 Story Keys, 100 AP, and 10,000 Grim, all for the price of just 99 Devil Points. The actual total price would be 218 Devil Points or 198 Devil Points if you calculate based on the set prices. To put it in the context of Demon Vouchers, 10 Demon Vouchers normally cost 270 Devil Points. If you buy this sale twice, you will not only get 10 Demon Vouchers for 198 Devil Points, but you will also get Glow Sticks, Story Keys, AP, and Grim. You will get the offer to buy the Congratulations Set Flash Sale starting from level 15 onwards at every 5 levels until around level 40, where you will get the offer every 3 levels until level 52, where you will get the offer every 2 levels until level 60. From level 60 onwards, you will get the offer every time you level up. So try to buy the sale if you want more Demon Vouchers. Just remember though, to keep a lot of Devil Points also to buy AP and battle slots to rank in events. So I hope these tips will be helpful to you. In addition to these, there are many missions that will also give you lots of good rewards but may take quite a while for you to achieve. So hey, surprise bonus tips! Other than logging in, you can get Devil Points, Grim, and Demon Vouchers from the missions on the screen, like using Grim to summon cards in Nightmare for 1,200 times, using Devil Points to summon a card in Nightmare, raising your level, giving presents or food to your surprise guests, and many more. Keep playing the game and you'll surely be rewarded. Now that you know how to get more Grim, Demon Vouchers, Devil Points, and Raven, you can check out what not to do with them and other things not to do when playing Obey Me on my 10 Things Not to Do video, which I will link on the screen. Please also check out my Obey Me playlist for more tips. By the time this video comes out, it will probably be around Obey Me's first anniversary, so wishing you all a happy Devil Day 2020. Please like, subscribe, and tap the notification button if you like my videos. If you have any questions or video requests, leave me a comment. Thank you for watching and really thank you for all the support. See you at the next video.